Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Puspita Ayu. You can call me Tara. I am from the 3rd grade of Preparation B. Well, here I will tell you a little about the film, where the film is one of the films that describe the love of the homeland, namely the film Garuda Did Me. The film released on the 18th of June 2009. The film is directed by Faiz Fansyah, written by Salman Aristo, and played by Emir Mahira as Bayu, Arda Tastani as Harry, Masya Arwan as Zahra, Ikra Negara as Pak Usman or Grandpa Bayu, Maudi Kusnadi as Wahyuni or Mrs. Bayu, and Arisia Saleh as Pak Johan or Coach. Well, next, this film tells the struggle of a child who really craves to become a professional Indonesian footballer. The reliability of playing ball is inherent since childhood. He inherited a strong legacy from his father, who was once a national footballer. However, achieving a dream does not always go smoothly. Obstacles come from people who are respected and loved. Grandfather Bayu, who is still in the 6th grade of elementary school, has one dream in his life: to become a great football player. Every day with gusto, he dribbled down the alleys around his house while dribbled the ball to get to the badminton field and train alone there. Harry Bayu, best friend, is very confident in Bayu abilities and talents. He is a motivator and intelligent coach who convinced Bayu to participate in the selection to enter the U13 national team, which will later represent Indonesia competing in the international arena. But Mr. Usman, Bayu's grandfather, strongly opposed Bayu's dream because for him to become a football player is synonymous with living poor and has no future. Did by a new friend named Zahra, who is mysterious Bayu and Harry must look for various reasons so that Bayu can continue to practice soccer, but obstacle after obstacle continues to confront Bayu's dreams, and even the friendship of the 3 children is turned to break up. It's too grandiose. Bayu dream to become a great football player, a child who struggled to become a professional footballer. Every human being certainly has ambitions. Bayu, the main character of this film, has a simple desire. He wants to be a reliable football player so that the ideals. Bayu also dreamed of playing ball with his father who had died. Bayu's father had been a football player before working as a taxi driver. Unfortunately, Bayu's ideals of becoming a footballer were opposed by his grandfather, Usman or Ikra Negara. Usman has always said that being a football player means choosing to live a poor life. In fact, he will not recognize Bayu as a grandson if Bayu is desperate to become a footballer. In the midst of Usman's grandfather's effort to educate Bayu to be a successful person through various courses, Bayu actually meet with Johan or Arisia Saleh, the coach of Arsenal Football School in Jakarta. This meeting is the first step for Bayu's long journey to enter the national football team that wears a Garuda uniform on the chest. This film can also evoke the nation love and nationalism towards Indonesia, especially in the world of Indonesian football. As a children's film, Garuda Indeed Dadaku tried to raise the spirit of Indonesian love through football. Spectators will be easily hurt into a patriotic atmosphere when watching the scan of Bayu wearing a national team uniform standing in the middle of a green grassy field. Not to forget, the note against government stakeholder is also tucked away in this film. Take, for example, a scene that tells the difficulty of Bayu and his partner finding a football field to practice. Life is sometimes like a football match. There are players coming in, some coming out. Sometimes he's on our side, sometimes on the other side. It could come close to time as well as out. Well, here I will convey some moral message that I successfully captured after watching this film, namely, First, as the film primary character Bayu has given us one proof that the dream must be big, tall, as if impossible. With his tireless struggle, he continued to practice football even though his family did not support the dream. Then, the second he carried out his duties as a man well in this film. The moral message that this character is trying to convey is that his physical limitations are flawed, not making him reduce his love of football, although he will never be able to play football, but his success in helping to realize the ideals of his friend, Bayu to become a player of the Indonesian national team. He carried out his helping by becoming Bayu's impromptu manager as well as Bayu's motivator. Third, the character of Zahra conveys a message to all of us that his shortcomings do not necessarily make him unable to contribute in helping Bayu. He then allowed Bayu to practice sport in the end to be able to resume his schooling. And lastly, the character of Bayu's grandfather, although almost all the time of the film does not support his grandson dream of becoming a football player, but actually wants a future that is inevitable for his grandson. The moral message we can take from the role of this grandfather is that as parents we are entitled to ensure a bright future for our children or grandchildren, but the most crucial thing is to free them to be creative and help encourage all the efforts to be taken for the ideals and hopes that they value can be the best thing for them. Okay, enough of me. If there is a wrong word of pronunciation, I apologize. See you next time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.